This episode was brought to you by CambodiaSoulmate.com, because sometimes you need to travel the world to find your soulmate. Well, the guild follows its own laws. The prince must know that. The prince pretends he doesn't know who keeps his trams running and his gas lamps lit. I browsed the guild wares, or I took my leave. I browsed the wares for a good half hour, but found little of value or interest, beyond a single dusty medallion. I asked Steinberg about it. She stared at me blankly. You don't recognize an Artificer's medallion? Where have you been living? London. Although only for mere days before my master undertook this journey of ours, I explained our trip or what I knew of it. So you are traveling, she replied. I envy you that. We're going around the world, I replied. As fast as possible, too. That is the only good thing. She nodded, then pointed to something at the back of the dusty shelf. There, that bag. Take it. What does it contain? On the side of the bag was inked a skull and crossbones. It is a preparation of paraffin and crystalline oxygen, she replied. Will you be traveling by Rosier Balloon? What's a Rosier Balloon? She shook her head with some amusement. A kind of hot air balloon invented by Rosier. She pointed at the bag. Throw this into the burner. If you do, you'll find the extra elevation will lead to considerable extra speed. I took both the bag and the medallion. The Artificer smiled a strange, dark smile. Then I took my leave of Steinberg and wished her well, with sincerity. A most extraordinary person. I walked back to Monsieur Fogg. My character is now mannered. All right. Do I want to... Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's worth 2,300 in Agra. Am I heading to Agra? I mean, I'm coming down here. I'm trying... Oh, okay, that's... Yeah, I want to go here. Where is Agra? I think Agra's up here, isn't it? I don't know where Agra is. Is it down here? Well, time's ticking, and I don't care that much. We want to go here. Embark. Go. We is getting out of town. From Bucharest, we hired a phaeton to take us through the mountains and into Greece. Florin, the driver announced abruptly, sticking out his hand. I shook it, though it was covered in oil and engine grease. Get in, he said, jerking his thumb at the carriage. We did so, and he began the process of igniting the boiler inside the horse. Is there any way to go faster? You can't flog a mechanical horse, he answered solemnly, as though giving me a piece of hard-earned wisdom. A fair point. Then he released the handbrake, and we began to crawl away up the road. I have deteriorated slightly, and now my character's presentable. What the heck? Why didn't he like that? What was I supposed to do, yell at him or something? Greetings, Mr. Florin. Just Florin. Thessaloniki. To Athens. I believe so. I met a friend who had yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's all we care about. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out Athens from there. We rode the first day in relative silence, watching the forest pass by us on either side. Are these roads not prone to banditry? I peered into their depths. Are they not prone to banditry? Not bandits, bears. And what do we do if we see a bear? I would love to see a bear. I would love to see a bear. You must only hope the bear does not see you. Evening approached. We can drive on through the night, Florence said, or make camping and continue in the morning. Drive all night. Surely camping will lose us time. What about bears? Let us camp. Drive all night! Oh, jeez. He's losing health. Very well, driver agreed, and we tried to sleep as the car rumbled and rocked its way onwards through, gaining us a few hours and leaving any bears behind. It was not a comfortable ride for any of us, I think. Oh man, that may have been a mistake. Let's attend to fog here. So you're going to Greece? Our driver asked when I woke up to find ourselves still moving. We're going to Istanbul, and then who knows? I did not answer. And then who knows? Just like traveling, then. Like traveling, then. Do you? Yes. I know a man in Athens. He runs boats. Contempt in his voice was all too clear. Boats to where? Cairo, I think. I don't do boats. How might I find him? At the docks, with pleasingly little sarcasm. His name is Sophros. I'll put in a word for you when I talk to him tonight. Perhaps you could introduce us. It isn't exactly an open meeting, he said cryptically, and we left it at that. I do not think he was quite sound in the head, but if he had a good route onwards, then perhaps that did not matter. A few hours later, we crested the last rise, and the glittering Aegean Sea was on the horizon. We crossed the breadth of Europe, but there was a whole world left to travel. New routes discovered to Alexandria and Cairo. Well, I think we are going to Suez. I think maybe we might end up doing that. Okay, we need to... Let's plan out our thing. Okay, so we are going... we're here... Boy, we have to pay him an extra $500. We've got the money, and we need to make up some time. So we'll just do that, and in the meantime, we'll stay in a hotel, get him some health back. And I'm going to pause my video real quick again so that it resets. So I'll be right back. And there we go. The people of this city are crazy. They go out in the evenings to tear down what remains of their city wall. I have never seen such a thing. They are unpaid laborers for their state. Granted, it was not as though the walls keep anything out. Unpaid laborers for their state, I guess. If this were France, we would be protesting. We would be chanting and singing songs of defiance. But these people work, and worse yet, they enjoy their servitude. I stopped a young woman to ask what they were doing. But she only laughed in my face. You may not know our city now, she replied, not in the least bit answering my question. But soon we will encompass the entirety of northern Greece. I remarked that it might seem a mighty prize. I agreed with earnest. And she nodded wildly before raising the sledgehammer she had brought along for the occasion. She set about the ancient walls once more, and... Should I stay and help out, or should I get away lest I lose my hat? I'll help her out. But though I got into the spirit of the action, I must be honest, I did not enjoy it. I am a gentleman's gentleman, and my handiwork is delicate. Alright, can we just depart immediately? Yes, we can. Let's go. I probably should have checked the market, but... We have stuff to sell in Athens, so I think we're okay. The train wound up the coastline of Greece, passing stepped olive groves on one side and the sparkling Aegean Sea on the other. Monsieur Fogg did not look up, but I could not look down. Such beauty, such magnificence. Converse. Signor Jaumet. Okay. Athens to Cairo. Yes. Is there Athens to Cairo? Yes. But I also want Athens to Dubai. Did you know that buy beaten rings in Cairo that will sell a fortune in Tehran? Good to know. I might actually know that, or do that. Cairo to Suez. Absolutely, one can travel by private car, but the journey is a tiring one. Okay. Good. So that's good. Because I think I am going to go by the Suez. I think I'm going to sail if I can. The train rattled along at its own pace. The view spoiled by the endless construction work. Rather too slowly for my liking. An entire day to travel such a short distance. I glared at the vistas out of the window, but at last found my scrutiny did not cause them to pass by any faster. Some of our possessions could be sold handsomely here. This is back. There we go. Bam! We are making money. Back in Agra, west of Apollo, Sarzinston. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get out of here. No. Let's do the plan. See what plan it has. Right now, that's the only direction we have explored. There's Baku. That's Tehran. You know what? I'm kind of thinking that I want to do... I think I'm going to take the boat to Bombay. I do think that that's a good idea. So let's go ahead and explore. We gotta do it anyway. My master was not, as a rule, particularly interested in the fabulous locales and exotic cities we journeyed through. Athens was the exception that proved the rule. His sudden interest was not limited to the city. He fixed me with a look. Do you speak Greek? I had spent a glorious summer with a Greek contortionist. I did, though I will not go into the circumstances, not enough to find our way around. A glorious summer with a Greek contortionist, who could do the most elegant arabesque penché. Mais oui, monsieur. Mais oui, monsieur. Repeating a few phrases taught to me by my paramour. He flushed vermilion. That passepartout is very specialized vocabulary. Despite my master's grasp of ancient Greek, the demotic variant more commonly spoken on the streets eluded him. We were reduced to wandering at random or asking directions through a combination of mime. Apposite quotations from Homer and half-remembered flattery. We picked our way through the labyrinthine streets of the Plaka and up to the Acropolis. I gazed at the Parthenon. I watched Monsieur Fogg. I checked my watch discreetly. I gazed at the Parthenon columns. It was a magnificent sight, even in the ruins. I could only imagine how it must have looked 2,000 years ago, the jewel in the crown of the Athenian Empire. It is exquisite. I breathed, interrupting Monsieur Fogg's silent reverie without quite meaning to. Alas, our quiet, companionable moment did not return. Now I'm polished again. What the heck? I can't please this guy for nothing. Okay, can I leave? Not yet. Let's do the hotel. Jeez. We took a room and settled in, get him some health. I'm going to afford my master every service because this guy needs some health back. Okay. Providing clipped mustaches with a dear wish he would have a comfortable night. Relations with Fogg improved slightly. Yet we need to get his health back. Let's depart. And not there. All the way to Cairo. Let's do it. Man, last time I did this, I didn't even have a tenth of this money. And I went an entirely different way. We found our way to Sophros's ferry terminal in good time and waved a greeting to the owner who was visiting to inspect his fleet. "Passepartout!" he cried cheerfully. "You will join me and drink some Retsina." Lifted an eyebrow but said nothing. "I would, but I cannot. We must continue our journey." Sophros nodded. "Of course, I will not delay you." We clambered aboard Sophros's ferry, finding some space between barrels of olives and large packing crates that smelled of fish. Soon the rope slipped from its ring and we were away. Strengthened slightly. let's broom fog again. We need to get his health in a more comfortable spot. We were away. Next stop, Cairo and the coast of Africa. A few hours later, the sun was lowering. The sailors were stretched out on the deck, enjoying a moment of calm. An hour or so later, they were swarming the rigging and the masts and bringing us slowly into the bustling port of Alexandria. As we came ashore, I gasped at the sight of the towering lighthouse. Yes. That blazed a beacon of incredible golden light across the water. I had never seen such a structure. I had understood the lighthouse to be long since destroyed. I had never seen such a structure. Clearly something was afoot in this town. The sailors gestured for us to follow. From the port, it was a short carriage ride to Cairo. And we arrived in good time. I am in roaring health, but we must make haste. Let's just go to Suez. Let's do it. Our time was running out. We needed to grab it while we could. I probably should have picked something up in Cairo, but oh well. We found a private driver to take us to Suez. The journey was quick enough. The roads here in Egypt are surprisingly well maintained, and the car itself ran efficiently. I asked the driver how she kept it so well. I did not want to attempt how she kept it so well. And she smiled with pleasure at the compliment. There are many artificers here in Egypt, she replied. There always have been, of course. The guild was founded on the banks of the Nile. Never heard such a thing. Is that so? I believe the guild was founded in France. I've never heard such a thing. But of course, what do you suppose papyrus was invented for but to draw blueprints? She took her eyes from the road a moment to look at me, then she shook her head and returned her attention to some extremely nimble driving. And Suez. Sailor's cap can be sold handsomely here, you don't say. Alright, so right now we could go all the way to Bombay, but I don't think I want to make quite such a huge jump. Alright. Departs tomorrow, so let's just start at the hotel. I'll check the marker real fast. The uniformed lamplighters lit the gas lamps as the sun set over Suez, bathing the wide avenues of the city in a smoky yellow glow. I enjoyed this city, without thinking too hard about its curious existence, blooming like a little flower with the desert all around. I don't know that I necessarily want to explore, but I want the market to open, so I'm going to let time pass a little bit here. And we'll see what the market has, just in case there's something on the way. Indian shipping, Indian shipping timetable's good. Bolt of silk. Ooh, in Jeddah. Well, but no, we're just going to be passing Jeddah. Testing roads, safety harness, leather gloves. Ujiji, Muscat, and Stonetown. Tell you what, sell the driver's cap, buy the Indian shipping table. We are discovering new routes to Muscat, Banana, Bombay. I think I'm just going to take the boat to Bombay. Hopefully it's an airship. That'd be awesome. But I have the feeling it's going to be a boat. To Madras, Rangoon, Calcutta, Singapore, Hong Kong. That's not bad. Okay, then depart. Let's go ahead and go to Aden. Let's take this small chunks at a time here. And it is a boat. Okay. Because you never know. Sometimes you come across like different stuff in different places. The dock was crowded with people cheering one and another along. There was much chatter and many embraces. As I suppose, long-distance journeys must always attract, and I felt for a moment a deep wish that someone just once in one of these cities we passed through would see us off on the next leg of our journey. Or now, perhaps not. I fancied I sensed a pair of eyes. fixed on us as we made our way aboard the Mongolia. Perhaps the sight of a true English gentleman is a wonderful rarity in these days. When I looked at what they were going, rarity in these days. Who can say? Converse. Greetings, Monsieur Miller. Passepartout, did you say? Okay, so Aiden. Stranded in Aden after the Free Spirit to Stone Town went missing. I went Aden to Bombay. Always... Oh, so this is continuing on steamship. Okay. I've heard my father always wanted to take a cargo steamer from Lima to Santiago. What about Bombay to Ujiji? I don't know, but listen, I hear there's trouble between the Arabs and Ujiji. Okay, how about to Madras? Absolutely, I met a woman who worked in Bombay. Very good. Okay. Okay, so from Bombay, we can't get to Madras. So we're discovering our route. This is good. Fairly decent time. Not amazing time, but decent. The steamer Mongolia was built of iron of 2,800 tons burden and 500 horsepower. She sailed as grandly as a duchess out of the port of Suez. Can we truly be departing Africa already, or a magnificent sight? A magnificent sight, I cried, watching the grand hotels and gaslit gardens of the city recede into the distance. Monsieur Fogg looked upon them dismissively. There will be many more such sights to come, for we have quite a distance yet to travel. My master, I was learning, was as unvarying as the ship's chronometers. I long to see some warmth. I confessed I found it comforting. I longed to see some warmth, or liveliness in his expression, but feared I would find no such thing under the impassive facade. Without doubt, he was an eclectic gentleman upon an even more eccentric quest, but he was my eccentric gentleman, and I was determined to do my duty. That was a position I intended to keep. I was determined to do my duty, come what may. Oh boy, his health is going down. Let's wait. Experimental hovercraft to launch from Yokohama soon. To Honolulu. Jeddah? Monsieur Fogg spent his days playing whist with Sir Francis, a tall, fair fellow who was an old Indian hand, as they say in the trade. It seemed he was decent competition. It seemed Sir Francis was traveling the full distance to Bombay. Good town, he declared. Good artificers, too. On the evening of the second day, we approached the city of Jeddah on the eastern coast of the Gulf. We're stopping. What kind of place is it? A curious sight, but of no interest. What kind of place is it? Asked the sailor. I've never been. The boat sails past, but pleasant enough, I suppose. I was taken by a sudden thought that perhaps we could put ashore here. And I asked my friend about the... I shook my head. Cleared the daydream. Mongolia would take us far, fast. Indecisiveness was not what Monsieur Fogg would want. Fogg, let's go ahead and keep grooming him. I befriended an extravagantly whiskered fellow passenger who introduced himself to me as Monsieur Fix, and evinced a flattering interest in my travels. You are making a tour of the world in 80 days, he exclaimed. His eyes wide as saucers. It is a wager, I confirmed mournfully. Gentlemen are strange creatures, and given to stranger fancies to fill their time. Monsieur Fix suddenly looked rather shrewd. It must be an expensive business, all this travel. My master is a gentleman, for I considered it gauche to discuss financial matters. Oh boy. What did I just get into? Yes, of course, my companion agreed laughingly. though his mustache twitched like a pendulum. All the same, what a singular endeavor. Oh boy, do we have to worry about this guy stealing our money? Fog. Monsieur Fix was a most congenial fellow and possessed of all manner of useful knowledge. I asked him what he knew of Aden. It's a revealing stop for the European trade with the Indian subcontinent, as you know. Though there is a fast boat to Muscat, which is a notorious airship pirate port. Airship pirates. Fog. Monsieur Fix dragged me up on deck saying, "You will not want to miss this, my friend." Through the sea mist, I saw the immaculate city of Aden nestled in the caldera of a volcano, bounded by the sheer black cliffs and crystal blue sea. My God, I blasphemed, secure in the knowledge that any passing deity would forgive me given the magnificent sight also before my eyes. Perhaps your master would want to see it also. I could send one of the deckhands to fetch him. I'm certain he would. My master is rarely fetched. My master is rarely fetched, I advised him cautiously. Indeed not, I remarked a voice from behind us, and I turned to see my master emerging from below decks. Monsieur stiffened and glanced at my master. I made to introduce the two. Stiffened and glanced at my master. But with what implication I could not say. We docked and made a point to find Fix before we disembarked. I left Fix behind. I think if I leave him behind, he may have robbed us or something. I think, but then again, if we make a point to find him, he may end up stealing us from us right there. It's obvious these two don't like each other.